It was a freezing, silent night when Officer Daniel saw a stray German shepherd scratching at his mailbox. Curious, he stepped closer and froze. What the dog was trying to reveal wasn't just unusual, it was shocking. In that moment, Daniel realized his life, and a stranger's, was about to change forever. Before we start, make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe. And really, I'm curious, where are you watching from? Drop your country name in the comments. I love seeing how far our stories travel. The winter night had settled over the small town like a thick, frozen blanket. Officer Daniel trudged along the deserted street, the crunch of snow under his boots echoing in the stillness. Streetlights flickered intermittently, casting long, distorted shadows across the icy sidewalks. The wind bit at his face, carrying tiny shards of snow that stung with every gust. He had been finishing his night patrol, ready to head home, when a sudden noise cut through the cold silence. At first, it was faint, a frantic, scraping sound near the edge of his yard. Daniel paused, squinting into the darkness. There, under the dim glow of a street lamp, a German shepherd crouched beside his mailbox, its fur dusted with snow. The dog's eyes were bright, alert, almost urgent, and it scratched at the mailbox with a persistence that made Daniel's heart quicken. It wasn't shivering from cold, nor begging for food. It seemed determined. The officer instinctively reached for the flashlight, his breath visible in the icy air, and stepped closer, wondering what could drive a stray to act so strangely on a night like this. Daniel stopped a few feet away, shining his flashlight directly on the German shepherd. Its ears perked up instantly, and its amber eyes locked onto his. The dog's tail twitched nervously, but it didn't run. Instead, it continued scratching at the mailbox, its movements almost frantic. Daniel's instincts told him something was off. Strays didn't usually behave like this, not with such purpose. He crouched slightly, speaking softly. "Hey, buddy, what's going on?" The dog paused, head tilting, as if studying him. Daniel noticed a faint glimmer beneath the snow near the mailbox, something metallic catching the light. He frowned. Could the dog be trying to warn him? He shook his head. It's just a dog, right? Maybe it's hungry, but deep down, the unease in his chest refused to fade. Daniel reached cautiously for the mailbox, careful not to startle the animal. The dog growled low, warningly, yet didn't retreat. It was clear this stray was guarding something, or someone, and the officer felt a chill run deeper than the winter wind. It wasn't just the cold that made him shiver. Daniel's breath fogged in the icy night air as he knelt closer to the mailbox. The German shepherd's growl deepened, a low warning rumble that made the hairs on Daniel's neck stand on end. Carefully, he lifted the mailbox lid, revealing a small, tattered envelope half buried in snow. His heart skipped. Why was a stray so determined to guard something so ordinary? The dog sat back on its haunches, eyes never leaving Daniel, its body tense like a coiled spring. He picked up the envelope, noticing the handwriting was shaky, urgent, almost desperate. The weight of the paper felt heavier than it should, and Daniel's instincts screamed that this was no ordinary letter. He glanced at the dog, whose stare now seemed almost expectant, as if it wanted him to understand the importance of what he held. The wind whipped around them, carrying the faint scent of smoke and something metallic. Daniel's pulse quickened. Whoever had sent this message clearly needed help, or warning, and this stray German shepherd had somehow become its silent, steadfast guardian. Daniel tore open the envelope, his gloved hands trembling slightly. Inside was a single sheet of paper, soaked at the edges from the melting snow, but the message was clear. His eyes widened as he read the words, "Danger approaches. Trust no one. Find the dog." A cold shiver ran down his spine. What had started as a routine winter night had become something far more sinister. The German shepherd remained perfectly still, its gaze locked on Daniel as if urging him to move quickly. He could feel the dog's urgency, the unspoken warning, that this was more than a stray protecting a mailbox. Daniel's mind raced. Who had sent this message? What danger were they talking about? And why was the dog here, alone in the freezing night, insisting he see it? Snowflakes swirled around them, catching the dim glow of the streetlight. Daniel's heart pounded. He knew one thing for certain. Ignoring this warning was not an option. The truth the dog protected was about to unravel, and there would be no turning back. Without hesitation, Daniel grabbed his flashlight and followed the German Shepherd down the icy path. Each step crunched sharply underfoot, echoing in the silent winter night. The dog moved swiftly but cautiously, pausing occasionally to glance back, ensuring Daniel was still there. Its amber eyes reflected the light, unwavering, determined, and strangely intelligent. The trail led past familiar houses, their windows dark and still, before veering into a narrow alley partially hidden by tall hedges and snow-draped trees. Daniel's breath formed misty clouds, each exhale trembling with anticipation. The further they went, the more he sensed the tension building, a quiet urgency in the dog's movements. It wasn't just leading him somewhere, it was guiding him to something he needed to see. Suddenly, the dog stopped, sitting rigidly beside a shadowed corner. Daniel's heart skipped. Ahead, faint movement stirred in the snow, a sound so subtle. It almost blended with the winter wind. The dog's ears twitched, its gaze locked on the shadows. Daniel gripped his flashlight tighter, realizing that what they were about to uncover could change everything. Daniel stepped closer, flashlight trembling slightly in his grip. The shadows shifted, revealing a small figure huddled against the cold. A tiny puppy, soaked and shivering, its fur matted with snow. Its little eyes widened as Daniel approached, a mixture of fear and hope shimmering in them. The German Shepherd nudged the puppy gently, as if offering comfort, then looked back at Daniel, urging him silently to act. The realization hit Daniel like a lightning bolt. This wasn't just a random stray. The puppy bore a mark, faint but unmistakable, a tiny, broken chain around its neck, engraved with numbers he recognized from a local lost and found report. His heart raced. Someone had abandoned this innocent creature in the freezing night, leaving it vulnerable and alone. The dog's gaze never left Daniel, filled with a quiet urgency that demanded he act quickly. Every instinct screamed at him, save them both, now? Daniel knew he couldn't wait for backup. The night, the cold, and the helpless lives depended on his immediate courage and care. Daniel scooped up the trembling puppy, wrapping it carefully in his coat. The German Shepherd followed closely, eyes alert, scanning the surrounding darkness for any sign of danger. Each step across the icy driveway was a battle against the biting wind, but Daniel barely noticed. His focus was on the fragile life in his arms. The puppy whimpered softly, nuzzling against him, and he felt an overwhelming surge of protectiveness. Back in his patrol car, he laid the puppy gently on the seat, covering it with a spare blanket. The shepherd leapt in, positioning itself between the puppy and Daniel, as if taking on the responsibility of guardian. Daniel's hands tightened on the steering wheel, heart pounding, not from the cold, but from the urgency of the moment. He knew the local veterinary clinic was still open, but time was slipping away. Every passing second could mean the difference between life and death. The shepherd's eyes met his, silently urging him onward. Daniel pressed the accelerator, determination blazing. He would not let the night claim them. The clinic's lights cut through the darkness as Daniel rushed inside, the puppy cradled tightly in his arms. The German Shepherd padded beside him, alert and tense, refusing to leave his side. Dr. Miller, already expecting emergencies on a winter night, looked up in surprise. His eyes widened the moment he saw the tiny, shivering pup. "Where did you find this little one?" the vet asked, but Daniel barely had a chance to answer before the shepherd nudged the puppy forward, growling softly, a warning in its deep, steady tone. Dr. Miller froze, staring from the pup to the shepherd, confusion and shock written across his face. As the examination began, a realization hit him. The markings on the puppy, the faint scar behind its ear, the unique coat pattern, matched a case from weeks ago, a stolen litter reported missing from a nearby breeder. Daniel's breath caught. The shepherd's protective stance suddenly made sense. This wasn't just a stray. It had been searching, guarding, and guiding the lost puppy back to safety. The truth left them all speechless.